What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode. Today is very special because I get to drive a car that I've been wanting to drive for a very long time. I've driven pretty much all the M cars from this era except one of these. So this is very special for me. A couple fun facts about this car. They only made 10,500 of them for the US market. That is roadsters. There's even less coupes. Of this color combination of the year, there's less than 100 of them. So this is a pretty rare car. The color is awesome, as you guys saw in the intro video. Another very special thing about this car is the early models. They came with the E36 M3 motor, which is the S52, and that engine made, I don't want to say weak, but 240 horsepower, which is still fun. But this engine here, from the 2002, this is from an E46 M3, S54, completely different motor, 330 horsepower. So quite the difference between these two cars. These are obviously worth significantly more. So this is going to be very fun. I used to own an E46 M3 with this engine in it, so to feel it in a tiny car like this, with that's so lightweight, is going to be very special. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But what a beautiful car. I mean, come on. Look at that. How can you beat that? Love red interior. Check out the engine. Pop this. Look at that. S54, 3.2 liters, individual throttle bodies. Just a crazy engine. Solid lifters. They do need valve adjustments, but I mean, come on, it revs to almost 8,000 RPM. And look, they've got this thing stuffed in there too. It is a tight fit. Let's go take it for a drive, shall we? Alrighty, let's do this. Key in, neutral. That dinging is horrible. Actually, one of the first things I did to my M3 when I had it is deleted the buzzer. This is really annoying. If you guys haven't ever sat in one of these, they have this, it kind of smells like crayons, I say, like it's just like waxy smell. I think it smells kind of good. But every single one I've sat in has smelled like this. Which I guess is what they smell like new, so we can say it still has a new car smell. Now this particular model has 80,000 on the clock. It's a 2002. Original owner until our acquisition of it. When I say our, I don't mean mine at all, but my friend was nice enough to lend it to me for this video. I don't know if you guys can pick up on this rattle from the kind of squeaking from the interior. The seats both have a little play in it. All this is not very uncommon for these cars because they are very closely related to the E36. In fact, a lot of parts came from an E36. So, you know, and I don't want to say they're plagued with that, but the E36 is known for kind of a cheap plasticky interior, as is, you know, most 90s cars. But with an engine like this, manual gearbox, how can you complain about something like that? And it just loves to rev. I will say it feels soft. It feels kind of soft to me. Now the suspension is original to the car, so 80,000 miles in suspension. You know, it's probably about time to switch it out for something better. Yeah, I can feel a good amount of looseness in it. The shifter feels great. Let's see what we got. That's good. That's good. I hope you guys can hear the raspiness of these cars. That's just typical S54. They just sound like that. Some people hate it, some people love it. I don't mind it. You guys are gonna hate me for saying this, and I don't want to become, you know what's worse than a BMW fanboy is a Porsche fanboy, and I don't want to become that. But I will say the Porsche 6s sound so much better than BMWs. Sorry, I said it. I said it. This doesn't sound bad, but the Porsche is just... Now this car is essentially a E30 in a sense. It shares a lot of parts, like the rear subframe you could literally unbolt from this car and put it in an E30. The engine, however, you cannot. Well, you can. But I imagine this will be the closest thing. Some people have swapped S54s into E30s, and I imagine this is probably the closest thing you can get to that. Whoa! Jeez, that's fantastic. It's quick. It's quick. It was very quick. I keep forgetting that it's not a 6-speed. Let this car get ahead of us a little bit. think one of these on some coilovers would really be a game changer, because it feels, it's like it's narrow and relative and high off the ground, to be honest. It feels high, suspension's a little loose, the steering is unbelievably tight. I actually have the same steering rack in my E30, which is a very common upgrade for those. But yeah, the suspension's a little loose on it. The brakes feel fantastic. The brakes are from an E36 M3, of course. Now we got some nice twisties coming up. Let's see how she does in a second. Coast is clear. Oh yes. Don't like the shifter. Coming up on 90, hard on the brakes. Oh, the brakes are fantastic. This is such a lightweight car. Oh, it tracks fantastic. This thing must have a short shift kit of some sort. Oh, that is fun. That is a very fun engine. So what's really interesting about these cars that a lot of people don't know is BMW never planned to make this car. They planned to make the Z3. The Z3 was a very successful roadster, but they did not plan on making an M version. What actually happened is some of the engineers at BMW decided to stay late after work, and they said, let's see what happens if we stuff one of these motors into a Z3. But they essentially took the engine, the transmission, the brakes, everything from an M3 of the era, which was an E36, and stuffed it into this car. Wider tires, bigger brakes, bigger engine, tighter steering, and what they've come up with is pretty brilliant, if I don't say so myself. All right, let's see if we can do a little 0 to 60 test right here. Coast is clear. Right, 60, 80, 90, hard on the brakes. That's really quick. See, these engines, you gotta rev the piss out of them. You gotta rev them to get power. Third gear, 55 miles an hour. Back into second. We're only at 5,000 RPMs. God, that's so much fun. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. I could see myself owning one of these. It would definitely have to be on some coilovers. I mean, it's, I don't know if it would be a good daily driver. I honestly think that the M's of that era are just, you gotta have torque for a daily driver. Like, you can't always rev the piss out of it, you know, and not go insanely over the speed limit. But this is a fantastic car. Also, I love these gauges right there. It almost looks aftermarket, but it's not. That was a lot of fun. We were pretty much at the end of my fun test road. I would give this car a good 8 out of 10. I mean, that's just so much fun. I imagine, you know, with some fresh suspension, it would be even better. But the power is fantastic, and just anything with that much power in a small car is just always a good time. All right, guys, we have made it back to the garage. The Z3 was a great time. Now we've got lots of projects to work on. As you can see over here, we've got the trans swap in progress for 2002. The Porsche motor is still taken apart. It's been like a year now, and we have finally started digging into the E30. If you guys haven't checked out the E30 yet, we have a video series on that where we're going to put some money into it, make it awesome, hopefully make a little bit of profit on it at the same time. So without further ado, I hope this was somewhat entertaining as usual, and browse the channel for more of our content, and we'll see you next time.